Tonight's occasional address is to be delivered by Chris Turnbull. Chris Turnbull is a civil engineer, company founder and record-setting endurance athlete who delights in turning audacious ideas into real things. After completing a Bachelor of Engineering with honours and a Master of Commerce at the University of New South Wales, he spent a decade designing transport infrastructure while moving into project leadership and corporate governance. In 2016, he founded Turnbull Engineering, a consultancy that designs city-shaping transport and renewable energy projects and ranks among Australia's fastest-growing companies. Chris served on the Engineers Australia Civil and Structural Engineering Sydney Branch Committee for 7 years, including a term as chair, and continues to mentor emerging professionals. Beyond the office, he is best known for ultra-endurance feats, including crossing the continent on foot. He did. He ran from Perth to Sydney in just 39 days, an achievement recognised by the Guinness World Records and still the fastest Australian crossing. He lives in Sydney with his wife Katie and their young adventurers Lucy and Finn. Graduates and guests, please join me in welcoming alumnus Chris Turnbull.
Deputy Chancellor, Dean, distinguished guests, graduating students, very excited for you, and families here to support the students. Tonight we mark a milestone. Congratulations, students. You all look fantastic this evening. Dressed up for this finish line. But do not be fooled. You are, of course, not at a finish line. You are at a start line. And tonight, I tell you that the greatest indicator of your future success is not what you do while these spotlights are on you, or cameras. It is what you do when nobody is watching. Let me take you back 2 years to the wilderness of Western Australia. It's 4:30 in the morning, so it's pitch black, and it's absolutely freezing, literally in the negatives. And I'm lying in a tent on the Hayden-Norseman Road, on the side of the road, not on the road. Very deserted area. This is one of the most remote parts of all of Australia. I've run 600 kilometres in 6 days. My left knee has swollen to double its normal size, and it's so inflamed it feels like it's on fire. 2 days of sweat and mud and sun cream have mixed together into a type of human varnish that is stuck to the outside of me, and a shower is still days away. And breakfast, that's leftovers from dinner, which was peanut butter sandwiches, the same thing I've been eating for days because there's no access to fresh food. No cameras, no onlookers, just me, pain, and a commitment. I didn't ask myself if I wanted to run. I got up that morning and ran another 100 kilometres that day because I'd made a commitment to myself 3 months earlier. That dawn, in the remote wilderness of Western Australia, it reminds me of something that Theodore Roosevelt said a bit over 100 years ago. And he was talking about politics, but he could well have been talking about engineering or 4,000 kilometre runs. It's not the critic who counts, he said. Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, and who, at the worst, if he fails, he at least fails while daring greatly. Out there on the Hayden-Norseman Road, there were no onlookers, there were no critics. There was only an arena and personal choices. People love a highlights reel. On my 39th day, running from Perth to Sydney, I crossed the Sydney Harbour Bridge to finish in Manly, with family and friends, supporters who I'd never met, TV cameras and a Guinness World Record. It made a great 30 seconds on Instagram. But the work to make that possible was all done long before that reel started filming in Manly. Before I founded Turnbull Engineering, or ran across Australia, I was the guy running to and from work every day because they were the only kilometres that I could fit into my day. 11 kilometres each way, day after day, building a base. And the same truth holds for engineering. I didn't stop work each day after an arbitrary 8 hours because that's all the corporation would pay me. I'd improved myself through study, through extra reading, through participating in Engineers Australia, and even sometimes working a bit more. And let me be clear, I'm not naturally talented. I'm very honoured to sit up here tonight with the Dean. But when I graduated here in the Clancy Auditorium almost 20 years ago, I was not on his special list. Lucky for me, in this world, consistency beats talent. So how do you build consistency? It starts with purpose. If you have a strong purpose, one that's really, really real to yourself, then action, endurance, sacrifice, it will all feel worthwhile. Once you have that strong purpose, then it's unglamorous, repetitious work. But that is, you need to practice being disciplined. Each time you do something hard, each time you forego pleasure now in the pursuit of a future goal, you harden your mind and you build discipline. It's quite incredible that acting disciplined is a real strategy for being disciplined. The consistency is dull, sometimes lonely, and spectacularly effective. In sport, we call it building a base, and in our profession, we call it building competence. And there are no shortcuts. But back to tonight. Tonight we celebrate. You have earned it. Then tomorrow, remember that you're stepping into the arena. So find your purpose. Then show up early, even if others don't. Try hard, that is, really exert yourself mentally and physically. Always check your calcs, even if you know you're right. Help the junior in your team, even when there's no marks for mentoring. What I'm really saying is be your best self, consistently. And then, when the spotlight turns your way, people will call you an overnight success. Smile, say thank you, and know the truth. The work was done long before they noticed. The audience is about to leave, the lights will dim, and then nobody is watching. And that's when the real engineering begins.
Thank you, Chris. Graduation ceremonies give us the opportunity to hear the wisdom of an eminent member of society. And I think tonight Chris left us with some really important messages. One that he mentioned was pain and commitment. And I'm not sure that he was suggesting that your pain will come from the 600 kilometres of running, but it will come. It might be not getting the job that you want. It might be not getting the promotion, not making the discovery. But he talked about commitment and consistency as a path to beat talent, finding your purpose. Really important messages. On behalf of all assembled today, I express the university's appreciation, Chris, for your contribution to this, our most important of ceremonies, and I ask you all to join me in expressing our appreciation to alumnus Chris Turnbull.